Hello YouTube, this is RsChaosmaster. I've had requests to do a Dragon Ball Z related Q&A, so I'm going to answer some questions, and hopefully you enjoy this video. This is kind of a unique story. It was 1996, I was watching Rugrats, and my brother came back from high school, and he flipped the channel from Nickelodeon to Cartoon Network. Dragon Ball Z was on. And I was pissed. I said, I have been here first, this isn't fair, put it back on Rugrats. And he would not budge. And I started my bickering like, this is a stupid show, why do you watch this, blah 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 blah. And he would not budge, he would not put it back on Rugrats. So I was forced to watch this terrible show. And once I shut up and started watching it, I realized that I actually liked it. I remember the episode very vividly. It was the episode where Piccolo was training Gohan. And the next day, 4 o'clock rolled around and I said, "Hey, are you going to put it on Dragon Ball Z?" And he said, "Yeah," and I watched it with him. I went all the way through the Saiyan Saga, and by the time the Namek Saga had rolled around, my brother stopped watching Dragon Ball Z. I don't think he thought it was cool that his youngest brother was watching the show with him and liked it. So, ironically, when the Namek arc started, it was just me in that chair watching Dragon Ball Z on TV. It's funny how things work out. But, thanks, big bro, for creating a monster, as you've called it. I'd say this is pretty obvious to anyone who follows my channel, but my favorite character is Goku. It wasn't always this way. When I first watched the show on Toonami, it was Trunks. It's probably because he had a sword and the way he took out Frieza was just badass. But when I watched the second time around, after it was done on Toonami, it became clear that Goku was my favorite. He just got stronger and stronger. He is the main focus of the whole Dragon Ball franchise. He is so single-minded. He just wants to fight, and just his dedication to fighting is just, I would say, admirable. And also he wants to protect his family, but that's secondary. He would much rather fight than protect his family. And as far as my favorite villain goes, it's Cell from Dragon Ball Z. Now, if we're talking about Kai, it's Frieza. Now, the reason why this is because I did not care for the voice actress that they had in the dub for Frieza in Z. That's just my opinion. Some people feel that she did a good job, and they like the unique voice that she had for Frieza, but I feel that it was too feminine, and I did not care for it. Chris Ayers, on the other hand, for Kai was just awesome. So, yes, favorite character is Goku, and favorite villain is Cell. My favorite saga from Dragon Ball Z is the Cell Saga. This is where they first introduced the Super Saiyan 2 transformation, and Gohan was just badass. If he had continued being a fighter and not become a scholar, he would have easily been my favorite character. Goku would not have had a chance. But he became a scholar in the Buu Saga and just became more weak and more weak. And Goku became my favorite character. So, the Cell Saga is my favorite saga. Now, my favorite Dragon Ball saga is the Piccolo Jr. arc. The Tenkaichi World Tournament 22, I believe. It's either 22 or 24. But this is my favorite arc of Dragon Ball. It's the most reminiscent of Dragon Ball Z, which is probably why it is my favorite. It's pretty much all fighting, and just some of the brutality of Dragon Ball Z shows up in this saga. So the the Piccolo Jr. arc is my favorite Dragon Ball arc. This is a tough question. I have a lot of different Dragon Ball related items that I own that I do find as a prized possession. But I think if I have to choose one, I'm definitely going with my Japanese Dragon boxes. I just recently got these. I got these back in February, and they are just amazing. It just adds a completeness to my collection that just wasn't there before even owning the English Dragon boxes. Now, of course, I've already said that I am a dubbed fan. I do not care for subbed anime, and I'm going to give you a reason why I feel this way. I don't like having to read the bottom of the screen and pay more attention to reading the bottom of the screen than to the actual animation and picture style and art style of the show. If I'm going to read something, I would much rather pick up a manga than having to watch subbed anime. I would much rather read a manga than watch subbed anime. And as far as Dragon Ball Z goes, for the sub, I do not care for Goku's voice overall. I will say I've gotten more of a tolerance to it. Well, adult Goku specifically. The Kid Goku voice is fine for me, but the adult Goku voice is so unique, abstract, that I just don't care for it. But my most prized possession is definitely my Japanese Dragon boxes. How do I prefer to own the Dragon Ball franchise? Well, as a Dragon Ball collector, I pretty much own every home media release of Dragon Ball minus the singles and the orange bricks. But if you have to choose one, for DVD, go with the Dragon boxes. For Blu-ray, go with the new season sets. If you are not a fan of the new cropping, I would say maybe wait a year or two, see if Funimation releases another release, because they're known for this.
No! You're so sneaky!
I would say there is a possibility that they could be releasing another release. But if you want the best looking version of Dragon Ball Z, especially in the dub, in my opinion, go with Dragon Ball Z Kai on Blu-ray. This is another very interesting question. Do I consider myself an anime fan? Yes. Now, when Dragon Ball Z first ended, it was a mad scramble for me to try to find something, a TV show that I liked as much as Dragon Ball Z. Trying to find something to replace it. Trying to find something that I could enjoy as much of it. It just wasn't happening. I had tried Bleach, Naruto, let's see what else. I'm trying to think. Zatch Bell, whole bunch of other different animes. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And no matter what I tried, I could not get into them like Dragon Ball Z. And then the one day, I gave up. I was certain that I was never going to find anything that I liked as much as Dragon Ball Z. And once I stopped comparing every anime to Dragon Ball Z, I started getting into other animes. thank you again, Toonami, because I was in my dorm room. I was a sophomore in college, and I was flipping through the TV station looking for something to watch, and a show was on. I didn't know what it was, but it looked frickin' awesome. And that show was Bleach. Ichigo was rescuing Rukia from the Hokyoku. And I searched on the internet to find out what this show was. I found out it was Bleach, and a little light bulb went off in my head before, and I said, I tried watching Bleach before. Why did I not like this? So I went on to the internet, watched a couple episodes, and decided that, hey, I like this show. I'm going to pick it up. So I picked that show up. Then it was, what was the next show that I picked up? Full Metal Alchemist. Watch Full Metal Alchemist. I thought it was good. And pretty soon, it became clear to me that I actually was an anime fan. If I had answered this question back in 2007, I would have said, no, I'm not an anime fan. I just like Dragon Ball Z. But now I am an anime fan. Now, we can break it down a little bit more. I'm not a diehard anime fan because there is a certain genre of anime that I found that I liked, which was the action fighting type anime. As far as my catalog of animes go that I own, there aren't too many that are not fighting action type animes. The only one I can think of is Death Note, and that's just because it's just so freaking weird, unique, awesome, vicious. Yeah. So, yes, I do consider myself an anime fan. But, you'll have to decide that for yourself when you browse my channel and look at my other videos. Pretty much, though, this channel is focused on Dragon Ball. Now, there are a few other unboxings. Most recently, I got into Sword Art Online, which is a very good anime. I would recommend it highly. But before I got into Bleach, the other animes that I was into that were also on Toonami was Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, and Dragon Ball, which, of course, Dragon Ball. Now, my friend tried to convince me to watch Naruto, and I was so against it, it wasn't even funny. But for some reason, I said, you know, if you watch Sword Art Online and you give that a chance, I'll give Naruto a chance. I watched an episode of Naruto. It was not the horrible dub that I saw when I was a kid. I believe it was on Toonami. They had it highly edited. And I now own Naruto, so go figure. Quick channel update. The Dragon Ball Z question of the month contest will be ending on April 21st. If you have not submitted an answer to the question, I recommend you do that. Also, I have a Dragon Ball Z intro video contest going on right now. But beyond that, one final announcement is that Campwise05, a subscriber to me on YouTube, is the one that made this intro video that I have featured in this video. He has started to post some Dragon Ball Z related content on his channel, so I recommend looking at that, subscribing to him if you choose. He is a good friend of mine. We will be doing a collaboration video in the near future. On what content, I'm not sure, but I plan on doing that with him in the near future. So, thanks YouTube. Bye.